Good morning. Today is my last day of the facelifted Volkswagen Golf 7th generation media test drive, and as you can probably see, I'm driving a Volkswagen Beetle Cabriolet. Why am I in this car? Well, for two reasons. First of all, we don't get the Beetle Cabriolet in Poland, so I thought I'm gonna try that. And secondly, this car has a 1.4 TSI engine, 150 horsepower, which in the new Golf will soon be replaced by the 1.5 TSI 150 horsepower. So I thought I'm going to do a bit of a comparison with the engines, and since it's a Beetle and since I haven't driven it, I thought I'm gonna enjoy it as well. To answer your questions, why don't we get this car in Poland? Well, a couple of reasons, I guess. First of all, it's a cabriolet, which makes an already quite expensive car even more expensive. So we Poles are very price conscious, and we're not going to waste our money on stuff we don't need. And we don't need convertibles because we think that convertibles are good only for a couple of weeks during the entire year. Well, most of us haven't driven many convertibles, so we don't really know. I drive a Roadster, and I drive it even in the winter with the roof down. However, I shall open the roof now because I can do it on the fly, I think up to about 60 kilometers per hour. Today it's quite windy, so I hope you can excuse any wind noise. So I'm going to be driving a bit slower, maybe 40 kilometers per hour, just to make sure the roof isn't damaged, doesn't get damaged. Anyway, I drive a Roadster, I drive it during the winter. However, in a four-seater convertible, I did notice during the winter when it's cold, there is a lot of turbulence from the back. And in a Roadster, where you have a very small cockpit, you don't have this problem because there's just not much space to heat up from the heater. And in a four-seater convertible, yes, it is going to be a bit colder. You can put a wind shot, but that doesn't help much, especially when the weather is humid, yada yada yada. Still, I think people should buy more convertibles. They're just cool cars, and driving with the roof down, it just makes you feel a lot better. Yeah, get a convertible if you can. Anyway, this car doesn't have a lot of legroom in the back, so if you've got a family, yeah, I can say buy a convertible, but you have to vote with your wallet. Okay, so this is why we don't get this car in Poland. Now back to the TSI 1.4, 1.5 TSI business. Even driving through the town, I get the feeling this engine is a bit more torquey. The torque is just there all the time. It's ready to go whenever I ask it to, and with the 1.5 TSI, I don't feel it's as eager. Now, Volkswagen says that they've designed the new engine for efficiency, for low emissions and stuff like that, which means despite it having 150 horsepower, somewhere probably up the rev range, it does feel like it's castrated compared to the 1.4 TSI. 1.4 TSI, 150 horsepower. They use it even in Volkswagen Passat. And I remember driving Volkswagen Passat with the 1.4 TSI engine, and I was amazed at how eager it is to accelerate. 1.5 TSI, not so much. Now look, I'm going uphill, 6th gear, 80 kilometers per hour, I'm accelerating, and there is no problem. This car just goes. Okay, I've got my foot buried in the carpet, but this car just goes, and it doesn't seem to have any problem driving faster. In the 1.5 TSI, I feel like I have to shift down a couple of gears to get it going. Then the revs go up and the engine doesn't sound like it likes what I'm doing to it. But I mean, okay, let's compare it here. I'm in 6th, let's drop it into 3rd. And it just goes. It just goes, it wants to go, it wants to accelerate, and no problem whatsoever. So the new engine, the 1.5 TSI, I'm sure you're gonna be happy when it comes to driving around the city, when it comes to low fuel consumption and such. But if you're looking for dynamics, for driving pleasure, you are better off with a Golf GTI. Hey, come on, you're always better off with a Golf GTI. This car, though, I quite like it. I mean, it's not too bad driving, 80, 100 kilometers per hour. It is a windy day. Otherwise, it's a very good car, and it's a shame we don't get it in Poland because, I would seriously consider it. And also in this car, I don't mind something that I complained about in the ordinary Beetle. I don't mind that it's not the sharpest car in the Benz. I mean, in this car, when it's a convertible and you're not in a hurry anywhere, it just feels like such a nice car. You know what? I still got 4 hours before I catch a plane back to Poland, so if you don't mind, I'll just drive for a bit longer. I'll see you later, guys.